Hey guys, welcome back to Dogforge. My name's Paul. Today we'll be taking a look at the Kender race from Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. So, without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at these wee folk. So, starting off, we do have a lovely piece of art here of a Kender featuring their, I guess, iconic. I've never read Dragonlance, but they have a staff that's also a sling, and that is an item in this book. It's nice looking art overall, certainly better than the halfling art we have, but we'll come back to the topic of halflings shortly after. Now the Kender, we do have a little bit of a blurb here, how they were gnomes that were changed by magic into something different. And we have a little bit of an addressing of their somewhat sticky fingers and how they like to build collections. Moving on into the meat of the race, we have the standard boilerplate +2+1 or 3+1s of your choice. You can choose a language of your choice that the DM agrees is applicable and sensible for your campaign. Creature type is going to be humanoid. Lifespan is about a century apparently, because I don't believe we had anything contradicting that in our description up here. And height and weight, also we don't have anything here specific for that, which is a shame as this is a small race. Now we are a humanoid that is small of stature, and as is the new power for the course, we have a walking speed of 30 feet. Coming into the fearless feature, you have advantage on saving throws you make to avoid or end the frightened condition on yourself. And when you fail a saving throw to avoid or end the frightened condition, you can choose to succeed instead. You can succeed on a saving throw in this way once per long rest. So this is kind of nuts. You already have advantage, and then if you fail once per day, you have a frightened specific legendary resistance. That's we'll come back to that. That's an interesting design choice. Kender Aptitude gives you one skill of your choice from a list of Insight, Investigation, Sleight of Hand, Stealth, or Survival. Quite a nice little list there, with, from what I know of Kender, Sleight of Hand and Stealth being very applicable skills. And finally, we have the Taunt ability. You have the extraordinary ability to fluster creatures. As a bonus action, you can unleash a string of provoking words at a creature within 60 feet of you that can hear and understand you. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or it has disadvantage on attacks against targets other than you until the start of your next turn. The DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus and intelligence, wisdom, or charisma modifier. You choose which one when you choose the race. And you can use this bonus action a number of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus, and then that recharges on a long rest. From, again, what little I know, I think the taunt is thematic for Kender. They do have a good range. 60 feet means that you can taunt a creature whilst easily staying at range yourself. This does have an obvious weakness that they must be able to hear... No, go away, pop-ups. That can hear and understand you. And given that it's specifically a string of provoking words, as a DM, I would probably allow this to work with telepathy, just as a little bit of a flexible part of the feature, but I don't believe raw this would work with telepathy, as it does require that they can hear you, which means that this feature is extremely limited by the amount of languages you can speak. Now, Dragonlance may have a handful of extremely common languages, in addition to common, that would make this a lot easier, maybe. But as a whole, that seems like a glaring weakness, as a lot of monsters don't specifically know common. They know a variety of other things. For example, this would be basically useless against a lot of animals. So, this could be better. The range is really good. It allows you to effectively do it whilst keeping yourself at a tidy range that you can avoid being closed on, but that understanding, and specifically by raw, and I assume by rules as intended as well, needing to say it aloud, I think that could be a lot better. But let's swing back around to Fearless. Now, again, this is my understanding of the Kender, and that is that they are the Dragonlance equivalent of halflings, and they came about because one of the authors didn't want to rip off hobbits, so they renamed them. This is a odd mechanical definition to separate them from halflings, in my opinion. We already have in 5e a short humanoid creature that's a playable species, playable race, that is good at passing saving throws lest they be frightened. That's the halfling. This race did not need to exist. You can literally say, hey, in Dragonlance, call halflings Kender. That would do this. Now, of course, you wouldn't have the improved 30 feet, but you'd have Lucky, which is a really great ability. And overall, the taunt ability, I mean, it's certainly nice, but there are also other ways in the game to get this kind of effect, and ways to get this effect that aren't quite so restrictive. So overall, it's fine. I don't like that this has a legendary resistance. It's more than a bit much, especially since a lot of features that frighten you say that once you are successful, you are immune to it for 24 hours. So this is too much. I would rather just use the halfling. Besides padding the book and giving people quote-unquote real Kender to play, I don't know why they bothered with this. It seems like a waste of text and time, in my opinion. But that is just my opinion. What do you think of the Kender? Do you think that legendary resistance is a bit much? Do you think we should just use halflings, or do you think that the Kender has a place as its own race? Let us know in the comments down below. And whilst you're there, be sure to hit that like button if you like that video, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Every subscription helps the channel grow. And until next time, I've been Paul, and I will see you at the Forge.